Some would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. An elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to the Big House, home of the Michigan Wolverines. As we'll see a playoff team from last year, the Clemson Tigers taking on the 11th ranked team in the land, the Michigan Wolverines. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Clemson will boot it away to get this one started. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So Michigan's offense comes onto the field first today. Offense in the sumo set with the big boys. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw.
That's a big-time play on the D-line right there. And listen, you know, they've had a lot of NFL guys in recent years up front. William the Fridge Perry, old-school Clemson great on the D-line. He'd be proud of watching that performance on that last play. This guy right here, man, sometimes he just looks like a throwback.
And the Wolverines with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Dropping back, it's Cummings. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Here's the pressure. And couldn't quite find the crevice he needed to pick up the first down. The Wolverines line up to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Makes the signal, secures the fair catch, and they'll put it in play at the 37. So Clemson's offense will go to work for the first time today. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone, and you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming to this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
More than 100,000 making their presence felt. A huge 3rd down here in the Big House. Makes the grab. It's McDuffie. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on 3rd down. And more times than not, he is going to deliver.
He's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game. So you definitely want to highlight him, and especially...
There he goes. Gets him on the ground at the 28, but not before a big 10-yard pickup. Clemson set up with another first down. Wants to throw on first down. Quickly out to the tight end. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. On 1st and 10, trying to strike from the 15. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Makes the grab. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. They'll run it on 1st and goal. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of Pater. Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. Tries again to get it in. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. On 3rd and goal, you can't hear yourself thinking here. Just hammer it with with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone.
A big question mark for this offense coming into the year, guys. Who could score touchdowns? Who are going to be their biggest playmakers on offense? This guy scored in the first game. He's off to a great start in this one with that touchdown. This guy looks like the real deal.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. That touchdown drive covered 61 yards. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So here comes the Michigan offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. And the Wolverines can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Back to throw, it's Cummings. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited. Boy, could they use a conversion on 3rd and short from their own 24. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. The Wolverines will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Out comes the offense as they get set to take over. They'll try the run. They'll mark him down at the 40 after ripping off 10. Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly complete. Stop just across the 50 at the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a 1st down. Looking to throw on 1st down. Snagged out of the air. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Trying play action. It's complete on the right side. Stop is made at the 36, but he picked up 10 on that one and has a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw again. It's complete to the left. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
He ended up going backwards on the play, and they will not convert that 3rd down. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And he missed it. No good. And the margin is still 7 after the miss, guys. They'll crank up this drive from the 30-yard line. They'll run it behind the big guys on the left. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Looking to throw, it's Cummings. Complete with conviction on the crosser. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
And after that long completion for the 1st down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
He'll loft one deep down the left side. He makes it run. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Wolverines.
I know it's early this year, but it's obvious this guy is a focal point in this offense. After having 2 touchdowns in his first game, he gets on the board here. Doesn't matter where he lines up, they find ways to get him the football, and defenses just have not been able to figure him out.
Extra point here will tie the game. And he tacks on the extra point. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And he's going to bring it out. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. From the gun, they'll try the middle. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. We've got a good one going here, and looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the second. First play of the period will be a second down. To the air, it's Dobbs. Swings it out to his running back. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Big noise, big house, trying to rile up this Michigan defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds his man, it's Orlando. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. Fair catch is signaled and made, and they'll go to work from the 27-yard line. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. They tied it with a touchdown the last time they had it, and trying to complement the defense's good work by taking the lead here. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. To the air on second down. Here comes the heat. They get to him as he throws. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. And the Wolverines want to crank the tempo.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Got his man to the left. Knocked down immediately, but they couldn't stop him from getting the big gainer to the 30. We talk a lot about Michigan building its offense around the running game, but they've always had an effective quarterback who can make plays down the field.
And I think some people hear effective, Reese, and take that as an insult, right? Like, I don't want to hear about my quarterback being effective. I want him to be explosive. I want him to be dynamic. But Michigan doesn't really have those guys most of the time at that quarterback spot. But when they find those good ones, they have great seasons.
And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. The Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. From the red zone, looking for a space. Touchdown, Michigan! Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board.
I'm going to spread you sideline to sideline with all my speed, make you cover the whole field. Nice job by the offense, going with a little spread look, taking advantage of the speed they had on the field, and getting the big touchdown.
Getting set for the point after. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. UConn has the lead right now. Husky hysteria has been palpable all week across the state, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by a field goal over Arkansas State.
Looking for a man. It's Dobbs.
That's where things stand right now, and of course, if the script is flipped, you will hear about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Wants to fire on second down. He finds a soft spot in the middle. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. They'll try to sneak it.
And, David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively, too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. Quick release by the QB. Hard running there. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. Clemson will send the punt team out. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fair catch is signaled and made, and they'll go to work from the 27-yard line. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
And you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback.
Oh, he's got some space. And they'll get him down, but boy, did he put some dudes in the spin cycle. My goodness. Red pass, it's complete. Good pick up there as he gets the first down. They'll mark him at the 48. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Use the play fake, now to throw. Gets it out fast. Good, solid pick up there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. Wants to throw again. Tight end finds a soft spot. Good pick up, a little bit short of the sticks. And the Wolverines can really attack on this second and short. Using his legs, it's Barco. Fighting off the defender. They're there to stop him at the 21 after a pickup of 2. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. To the air, it's Cummings. Finds his big tight end. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line. They're looking to pass from the red zone. He wants it all. It's incomplete and nearly intercepted in the end zone. You get the ball that close, you cannot put it in harm's way. Second down, they'll go to the air. He caught it. Perfectly thrown ball. Nice catch. Good tackle, but it's first and goal from the 5. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Wants to go up top. Looking for the goal line. That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Trying to barge in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Man, this offense has started the season off so good. 1-0 a week ago, right? Now building on it again. Great job putting points on the board. It's still the first half, but this unit looks dialed in.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. They march 72 yards. Kick off the unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll start this drive going to the air. The Tigers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. And the defense makes a big hit and knocks him down. Big noise in the big house for this huge third down play. It's Dobbs. Fires to the middle. With the catch, it's McDuffie. He stopped at the 40, but it'll be a first down here late in the half. To the air on first down. Bringing the heat. Slithers into space. Good run on the play, and he slides to avoid the hit. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. Wants to go up top on first down. Works the middle. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. And the Tigers have it with a 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And the defense doesn't let him get loose, and that's going to wrap things up here in the half. Clock still running, almost certainly the last play of the half. Just a well-oiled offensive machine. They make the play, they get the spike, and now a chance to score before the break. And in the final seconds of the first half, they'll send out the field goal unit. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. That cuts into the deficit. It's now 21-10. That's going to wrap up the first half here. And now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, looks like we've had a compelling start to things there in Ann Arbor. And how do we possibly begin without singing the praises of this receiver? His ability to find gaps, run textbook routes, and then show that breakaway speed. He simply is the total package. How this secondary responds, whether they try to double-team him or get aggressive at the line, that'll be the story of this second half. With that said, let's send it back to the fellas in the booth at Michigan Stadium.
Out of the end zone. Nothing wrong with the touchback, and they wish they had one right now, but he stopped at the 9-yard line. Hold and finds his man on the left. Turning it on. He'll go out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and deep in your own end, you need plays like that.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
The Tigers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Now the play fake. Got it in the middle. It's McDuffie. To the 43-yard line and a first down for this offense. Clemson is quick to the line.
Really nice play there catching the pass. And I'll tell you, it's not easy to get on the field these days at Clemson if you're a...
Oh, it's picked off. That's not the start they hoped for. Taking it the other way. Touchdown, Michigan. What a play. Not only the interception, but the great return for the score.
How oftentimes can you say that there is a safety who's the most dangerous guy on the field with the ball in his hands? Did you see that guy and his ability in the open field once he picked it off? There was nobody on offense even coming close to getting that guy down. What an athlete.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're on top by 18. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They're down 28-10, and I don't think it's exaggerating to say their chance of winning this football game probably rides on this drive. They'll get it to the 48, no need to measure. It's a first down. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. Looking to throw, it's Dobbs. Fires to the big fella. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Off the play fake. Got a man. It's Orlando. Makes the stop at the 35-yard line. They rip off 15 yards on that one, and they are rolling. Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the tight end. Breaks into the open. Knocked down at the 25-yard line. Picked up 10 there and gets a first down. Almost had the completion. Just missed it. So now it's second and long. Just keeps slinging it. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Looking for more room. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
And you will always remember your first, and how about that? Breaking on the football, getting an INT, the first INT. Keep the football, brother. The first of many big-time plays for this guy.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute there.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
The hand to the running back. He's going to lose a yard on that one. The Wolverines have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's second and a mile. To throw, it's Cummings. Pocket breaking down. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. If you plan to deal with the Tigers, you better be able to handle their defensive front. They have a whole legacy of this dating back to the fridge, William Perry.
Big old legacy, and it seems like every year they rotate so many guys that are so highly recruited, so good. Just great players. They're always big and strong and fast and physical, and they get after your quarterback.
Wide receiver going in motion. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. And he's got it inside the 25. That's where they'll mark him down, but what a play there to pick up a first down.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one matchup he wants, he is not afraid to pull the trigger, and he hits a big throw there.
And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few. And the Wolverines have pushed it inside the 20. Second down, they'll go to the air. Rushes on him. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
Man, getting to this quarterback is pivotal. You saw it last drive, way too much time. They score a touchdown. Nice job on second down. Anticipating the pass, playing the pass, getting the sack, and now forcing a difficult third down.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Hauls it in. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Central Michigan has the lead right now. Mount Pleasant has been jumping all week, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by 13 over Vanderbilt. He'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. There he goes. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down. Clemson jumps to the line.
And how about the running back, man? Rips off a big play. This offense creates some momentum, and what do? They keep their foot on the gas, right back on the football to try to keep this offense rolling.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Missed receiver there. It's incomplete. Being started out great on this drive, but then a couple of incompletions, and now it's 3rd and 10. Back to throw. It stops. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. The kick is on its way. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. So here comes the Michigan offense. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. And generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
And they knock him down, but he got past the line to gain. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Throws to the tight end. Soft spot in the middle. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the 1st down.
Well, that's a really nice job surveying the field and delivering an accurate throw. You know, when I think back to Michigan quarterbacks, I think of guys like Elvis Gerbach or Tom Brady, Jim Harbaugh, Brian Greasy, guys that could hurt you throwing the ball from the pocket, surveying the field, reading defenses, and making quick decisions. This guy has the ability to do all of those things.
The Wolverines will have it 1st and 10. Leaves it with the running back. Oh, he's got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Another nice drive put together. And this offense through 2 weeks, man, they look legit. This team's about to be 2-0. All of their dreams in front of them. This team looks like a national championship contender.
Lining up to add another. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And the house call coming on the run from the 23. On the move from inside his 5. And the returner will be brought down. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. Looking downfield, it's Dobbs. Fires to the big fella. Always nice to have that security blanket of the tight end.
And it's nice to have a tight end that can line up in different areas of the field, too. It's not always going to be in a three-point stance. He can sometimes be in the backfield. You could flex him out into the slot. They might even try to put this guy out at wide receiver in the split end position and see what he can do there, because this guy is a weapon.
We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. And it hasn't been much of a contest as we take a look at the overwhelming game stats through 3. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth-quarter comeback. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this 3rd down play. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. They drag him down, but not before he picks up a Clemson 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. That's caught. It's McDuffie.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. The Tigers lining up, just needing a few tough edges on 3rd down.
Well, there wasn't a lot of mystery on that one, guys. Just simple QB sneak to keep this drive going. And they've done a good job so far the entire drive, keeping the chains moving. Nice execution on the sneak. Good push up front. Quarterback picked the right side to...
Turning it on! Nice pick up there. Gets him the 1st down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. And the Tigers pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Looking downfield, it's Dobbs. Pressure coming. Had to throw it before he wanted. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Looking to fire. Setting up the screen. He gets it across the 40 and out of bounds at the 38. The Tigers are at the line looking to convert on third and short. On third and short, just trying to get enough for the first down. He won't quite get to the marker, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes a catch, converts on fourth down, is still on his feet. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense, not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. Here's a heat. And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
And I tell you what, this defense, they've heard all about how great this quarterback is. They came in today with a mission, with a purpose. They've been flying around, harassing him, and making life so hard on this offense.
The Tigers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down, he'll throw it. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hip. This has been the unending drive. It has gone on forever. It has chewed clock, but now it faces third and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Fires toward the end zone. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down. Needing to convert, Clemson comes to the line. On fourth down, they'll throw for it. And it's picked off for the third time today. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's fourth down. It's late in the game. You've got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. They cashed in on a short field last time they had it, and now they'll go to work from their own end. They'll try the right side. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. He's got it on the right. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. It'll be third and long. Back to pass, it's Cummings. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
Nice sack by the defense. Great job getting to him, getting him on the ground. That's the fourth sack of the day. This defense has had some bright moments, but they've also given up some big plays. Keep rushing the quarterback, but keep that coverage intact in the back end.
And the Wolverines will bring the punt team onto the field. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. This was certainly not their best effort. I believe this team is much better than it performed today, but they're going to pay the consequences of losing this ball game. And the Tigers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Here they come, facing third and long from the 40. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Working that left side now. Almost got it to midfield on that one. He's out of bounds, a yard short at the 49. on 4th down, going to the air. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Desperately wanted to convert on 4th down, but couldn't do it.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
We've reached a 2-minute timeout. In all likelihood, they could just run the clock out. We'll see if they want to rub a little salt in the wound. The give to the lone running back. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. They're going to send out the field goal unit, and that kicker will have to launch a rocket. What an absolute howitzer he unleashed off his foot.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, 4th quarter sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner goes down. Opening play of this drive comes from the 12-yard line. Dropping back, it's Dobbs. He finds a dead spot in the middle. That kind of play will get a drive started or help your field position. They've got it at the 27. From the gun, the ground game. Breaks into the open. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38. Looking to throw on 1st down. Good timing on the quick out. He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the 1st down and sets them up beautifully here. The pass ball's incomplete, and there are 8 seconds left. The Tigers are facing 3rd and inches. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Quickly to the tight end. Defense uses the sideline there, and he gets it into plus territory at the 49. To the air on 1st down. A shot toward the end zone. And the pass is incomplete. They were going for the fabulous parting gift, but instead will just go home with a loss. Guys, I think we all expected this game to be close. A couple of teams of this caliber, but boy, what a statement by the underdog in this one.
And there's going to be a big movement in the rankings after that performance. That team that got the win today, they are going to get moved ahead of the